saw me cross the street and he just had to come and talk to me. That he followed me from the... Hi everyone, I'm Danny TGM and welcome to my channel. So today I will be doing a vegan mukbang with Veggie Girl and a little bit of a story time. So, holy cow, that almost fell. So my story times are pretty much going to consist of my unfortunate meetings with guys while I was, living my best life, going to get food, because this is literally, because all the story times start with me getting food. So, I'm eating the Beyond Burger, some french fries, I didn't open this, but roasted broccoli, I have french fries because I also ordered the Wonder Bread, and I also got their savory Caesar kale salad, and then their Wonder Breads over on the side because I clearly don't have space for this. And then this is my water bottle. Fingers crossed there's nothing else in the shop. Yeah, it's right here. So, I'm going to start eating first, as you can tell. I really hope you can hear me chew, because I do have the AC on, and it is really hot. So, like I mentioned before, all these story times have occurred while I was going to get food. There's no particular order. I just ended up putting a couple stories together of the times that I've been approached by guys. And I was very surprised that I was at the time. That's actually really good. I really like the roasted broccoli. It's pretty delicious. I'm gonna say so myself. It's just like super simple, but still super good. It's not like plain broccoli. It's roasted. That was literally so good. That one was definitely made with love. That was great. Where to start? It's also delicious, to be honest. So, the first story time starts off with me walking to a restaurant. I live fairly close to this restaurant. It's literally like a mile in total when I go there and come back. And I've walked to this place at least once. So, this is like a usual thing for me. I'm walking to the restaurant, I cross the street, I get inside the restaurant, and I'm pretty much paying for my meal because I called it in. And I notice, like, I hear someone come through the front door and just, like, acknowledge that they're there and just, like, continue with my stuff. And while I'm pretty much walking out, the man is getting through, like, the second door because there's 2 screen doors. And so I'm walking out, and pretty much I thought he was going to walk in since, he was coming inside. I just, like, waited for him to come in, but he was holding the doors for me. So I walked down to him, and I was like, thank you. He's like, no problem, beautiful. I'm like, thank you. So I make notice of it, say thank you again, and just proceed to walk out of the restaurant and head home. So while I am heading home, I'm telling you, I'm not even out of this parking lot. This grown man comes behind me and is like, hey, wait, can I talk to you? And I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever, it's no problem. So like, he introduces himself, he asks me my name, of course I say Danny. I mean, it's not my full name, but I say, yeah, hi, I'm Danny, whatever. And he's like, so, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Virginia. I actually drove cross country with my boyfriend here. And, excuse me, he does this. Why you gotta do me like that? Just had to sneak it in there. I'm like, yes, I had to sneak it in there. Because, I know where this encounter's already going. I'm not someone who's like, I'm already into myself, so I know every guy that comes up to me is into me. No, I usually give people like a good amount of time before I'm like, oh, I have a boyfriend. And it's usually when they ask me for my number, like, oh, I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend. I'm not someone who's like, oh, every guy that's talking to me wants to hit on me. But I knew because he literally didn't even go into the restaurant. So he pretty much continues talking to me, and he makes notice that I have like hazel eyes. He's like, oh, you got light eyes? I got light eyes too. We're like twins. I'm like, yeah. And he makes another comment later on, but I'm just going to tell you now. So, we're about to like leave and stop talking, or the conversation's about to end and I'm about to walk away. He says, just make sure you keep those eyes from me and your boyfriend, because I don't want anyone falling in love with you. Gotcha. I'll make sure no one sees my eyes. I wear glasses, so he was like, oh yeah, just keep those glasses on. I'm like, I will, like I'm blind, duh. I'm not gonna take them off. Most people don't notice my eye color unless they're looking and searching for something. So, we continue talking. He's like, oh, I'm a driver, I can drive you. Hey, do you have your phone? And I pretty much like lie that I don't have it on me, but you can see it in my pocket. Like, it's obvious that it's there. But he's like, oh wait, I'll just show you on my phone. So he takes out his phone, he goes to his Instagram, he's like, see, this is the ladies that drive. This is my car. I got it, and he had like a Lincoln. He's like, this is my car, but it's in the shop. I got into an accident, blah, 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 but these are my clients, and I can be your driver. If you ever need me to drive you places, I have no problem driving you. I'm like, okay, cool. So, he talks to me more about his car, talks about the fact that we look like twins because we have like colored eyes, and his name starts with a D, and my name starts with a D, and I'm like, okay, cool. And just so you know, I make eye contact with at least a couple of people around me, because I'm just like giving them the save a hoe look, like get me out of this mess. Like, there's this one older lady who was there, but I guess like whatever I said turned her away from like trying to help me, because I guess because I was continuing the conversation with him. She was like, I don't need to save her, it's fine, I know who she is. I'm pretty much just standing here waiting on anyone to be like, hey girl, because I don't know if I looked uncomfortable. I probably didn't, because I kept smiling, because I do that when I'm uncomfortable. I smile in almost any situation because that's just how I handle it. I'm like he's like, yeah, really nice smile. I'm like, yes, I know. I've had compliments on it. Please stop. Just stop the madness. He ends up asking me if he can take me home since I was walking. I'm like, no, it's fine. Like, I'm trying to get my walks in. I really need to exercise. I actually live really far away from here, because I didn't want him to follow me back to my house, because I live, like I said, 0.5 miles away from the restaurant I'm at, and I'm like, I don't need him to follow me. But like, he kept like ending the conversation but not ending the conversation. You know when you're closing a conversation, you're like, okay, bye, we'll talk to you later, and he would continue to talk to me, and I would like slowly just like walk farther and farther. And I think he was noticing that I was walking farther away from him. And was like, okay, let's see if he'll just stop talking to me if I just go in this direction. But no. He kept following me. He kept following me. Oh. That's oddly really crunchy. So we're still having conversation, and that's cool. I got a seed on this. I'm gonna put that here. So he asked me about me, asked me about my boyfriend. I believe this conversation at least added like 10 to 15 minutes. It even could have been 20 minutes because he kept stopping and saying like, oh, I need to go, but I just had to talk to you. Like, I really had to go, but I saw you and I had to talk to you. And I was like, what? I thought you were like, I thought you like meant that he was, you know, getting food and I was in his way of getting food, but he saw me cross the street and he just had to come and talk to me. That he followed me from the turning lane, which is like the third lane inwards, and then had to turn right. He's like, I had to get over and I had to talk to you. So I found out that he pretty much spotted me, followed me with his car, followed me into the store, and then followed me out of the store because he just had to talk to me because I was so beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna take the quotations off of beautiful because you know I am beautiful, damn. But I was like, okay, this made it like 10 times creepier. Like, he never even knew this restaurant existed. I was like, wow, you weren't even planning on going inside. You just followed me to follow me. Like, do you not understand how creepy that is? And like, I try and just like talk to him even more because he's like, oh, why do you come here? I was like, oh, because I'm like vegan. He's like, oh, really? You don't eat meat or blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no. And then I tell him restaurants because he's like, oh, which restaurants would you recommend? I'm like, oh, well, this place has a really good blah, 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 and this place. He's like, so if I were to come back here, I would see you again. I'm like, yeah, sure, you would. But in reality, I only go like once a week and it's sporadically and all that jazz. And then he's like, so just what other vegan restaurants do you go to? I'm like, if you can find a vegan restaurant, I'm at it. I'm always at these places because I really didn't want him to follow me or to try and like learn more information about me because your girl wasn't feeling it. Oh my god. No. My avocado. Fish. If you don't give my mail. Oh, that's a lot. So he pretty much ends the conversation like with just so you know, if your boyfriend's ever out of town, you can call me. You can just hit up that number. Make sure you put that number in your phone when you get home. Make sure you call. I'm gonna tell you what his name is. It's not his first name. His name is DeMarco. I said, make sure you call DeMarco. You know, DeMarco's your friend. I'm a really good friend to you, girl. Just make sure you put my number in your phone. Call me or text me whenever you want. I'm always a good ear for you to listen. I'm always a good ear to like listen to you. I'm like, okay, goodbye, ciao. So I wait for him to like get in his car, leave, and then drive off before I start walking in the direction of my house. Even though he already knows the direction of which I'm coming from. I was just like so fucking blown. You're telling me you just how do you not know that's not creepy? And I know it doesn't help because I didn't like put him in check or let him know, but I'm genuinely a really non-confrontational type of person, so I feel uncomfortable already getting into like any minor tuft between another person. I'm just like, okay. I'm just gonna avoid you like the plague. I don't think I'm gonna ever see you again, so I'm deleting the number. The next two story times, they're like not really story times, but they are ways that I have finessed myself out of giving someone my number or them getting to know me whatsoever. Just so people know, this is really good. It's like a really good salad. They have a really good dressing. They actually put the dressing on the salad. They don't give it to you on the side. I mean, for some people it might be like annoying because people like to have control, but I think they have an option to do that if you wanted to. But they do a good job at putting it on the whole salad. Some people will just be like, and then you have to scrape it to that one corner. So my story time is once again, like I said, me trying to go get food because your girl's hungry, and at this time I didn't have a place to stay, so I didn't have like my own food and whatnot. Well, I had a place to stay, but it wasn't my home yet, and so I had to go and walk to wherever I had to get food unless my boyfriend was around, and then we can go get food together. So this time I don't know if I was walking to or from. I believe I was walking to the mall, and I now understand why people, or specifically like the men in my family, are like, if you need to go someplace, just wait. If you need to go someplace, just wait for me. So I'm walking, minding my own business as per usual, and these two older gentlemen. Sorry, I forgot to mention. The gentleman in the first story was at least 40 plus years old and wanted to know if I was into older dudes. I forgot to mention that. But, continue with this one. So, here are two older gentlemen, probably in their 30s, and I'm just walking, minding like my own business. And I don't think I catch people's eyes. I really don't. Sometimes the way I dress and the way I look is just super under the radar, super average. I'm never trying to get attention if I'm leaving by myself because I don't feel comfortable like that. So, one of the guys out of these two older gentlemen who are walking past me were like, hey, what's your... I don't think they even asked me my name. They straight go into asking me how old I was. I was like, I'm 17. I am 17 today. He was like, really? I'm like, yep. So I walked past them, and I hear, I guess the one that asked me a question was like, no, you're not. You lying, girl. You lying. I'm like, please don't like come up to me to find out. You know what I mean? I'm like, just don't turn around and follow me. That's all I ask. So yeah, it's not much of story time, but like a way of how I got out of being pretty much annoyed. The next story time takes place when I was a sophomore in college. The last two were like within the last year. So I was walking, not sure if it was to or from 7-Eleven. I'm thinking from 7-Eleven. So I'm walking, I believe, from 7-Eleven. I think I'm actually walking to rehearsal. And I stopped to like get a snack. And once again, it is two older gentlemen. Like, everyone I'm thinking about is at least over the age of 30, possibly in their 40s. And so there are two men in, I don't say it's a truck, but it's not like a truck. It's a like a big rig, but like a smaller big rig, something to like move coolers in, but not like large stuff. I'm just trying to think how to describe it. It's just like a regular big rig, but like a quarter size of it. Or like a Home Depot truck, that like the big Home Depot trucks that you can move. That's what they were pretty much driving, except for it wasn't Home Depot. So I'm walking from 7-Eleven and they're like, hey, I'm guessing they said like, hey, can I talk to you? Fun fact, they were Jamaican. I'm not just making the assumption. They said they were Jamaican. So before we start talking, I automatically switch to a British accent altogether. And they're like, hey, I'm like, hi. And they're like, what's your name? I'm like, I don't even think I used my actual name. I think I said I'm Veronica. And like, oh, cool, Veronica. I'm like, yeah, I'm Veronica. And they're like, oh, so you're from England? I'm like, yeah, I'm from England. They're like, what part? I'm like, London. That's the only place in England I actually know of, sadly. But I'm like, yeah, I'm from London. They're like, really? Do you like see lots of like Jamaicans there? I'm like, no, not really. I'm a homebody. I don't really like partying at all. I like to stay home a lot. And I think they asked something. I'm like, yeah, I have a boyfriend. And it's just so uncomfortable. And like the one story that like, or the one thing, like, I guess you'd say 3 of the men said, or all hinted at, was, if he ever messes up, we got you, girl. Call blank blankety blank, and we got you. He better treat you right. At the time, I didn't actually have a boyfriend. I was just talking to someone, but I was like, I have a boyfriend today. But yeah, that was, I think, the most time I've ever lied when someone's approached me. Because I was just like, right, they could literally just kidnap me right now. They could take me and no one ever's gonna find me. You know what I mean? I don't want that to happen. I'm so confused right now. There's a lot of lettuce. So they all had the, we'll take care of you. You deserve nothing but the best. All I gotta say is, one day, I'm either gonna get kidnapped, I'm going to insult someone, or I'm gonna stop smiling altogether. Because I think what really gets people to talk to me is that I smile like right off the back. Is it right off the back or right off the bat? I don't know. But yeah, I smile all the time, which gets me into lots of uncomfortable conversations with men, boys, guys, because they feel that me smiling at them is just like a welcoming mat to be like, hey girl, how you doing? You little fine ass. Thank you, sir. I would appreciate if you didn't talk about my ass. But yeah, all I gotta say is, if you don't want to talk to somebody, either don't talk to them and offend them, or make up a whole backstory and become a whole different person. You can be Veronica from London, England, and have a man's so that they can't get your number, and just stick with your story. It's not like they can do anything. You know, if you give them a fake name, it's not like they can find you. Like, I'm even pretty sure, like I said, I had no social media, but they're like, ooh, you wifey material. Yes. Your boyfriend must really love that. I'm like, yep, he loves it. Okay, that was supposed to pick that up, but it didn't. So what blows my mind is that there's this one guy in college. I met him my freshman year. I believe his name's like R something. It could have been RJ or whatever. And I met him leaving my dorm one day. And he was friends with a guy that was like in my hall. And he was like, hey, this is my friend RJ. I'm like, hi RJ. Said something about me being beautiful. I'm like, oh, thank you. And he was like, oh, can I get your number? I'm like, sorry, I have a boyfriend, which at the time I did. And he was like, oh, no, I don't want anything like that. We could just be friends. We can be friends, you know. You can text me when you're not texting your man. No, I'm good. I'm grand. I don't need to text anyone. That's not my man's if I don't want to. These cucumbers? They are. And so I saw this guy frequently because, like I said, he was friends with one of the guys in my dorm, or not my dorm, my hall. And I would see him all the time, and he'd be like, you wifey girl, you wifey, I'm gonna marry you one day. I'm like, sure, keep thinking that, RJ. You can think that all you want. That's not happening. And to be honest, I don't mind that guys hit on multiple girls because there's a lot of beautiful women in the world. My problem is when you don't give enough like space or what. Like, he, I believe, got my roommate's number and like sent her a picture of him like showing her the middle finger, and I was like, that's suave, all right. I'm gonna remember you from, wow, I'll remember you forever. But yeah, he, like, I don't want to say he harassed me, but I know I ended up putting an end to it because I was like, I don't like him talking to me. I don't want anything from you. I'm not going to be your fucking wife. I'm not interested in you. I will never be interested in you. And you calling me wifey all the time is making me really uncomfortable, fam. He soon cut it out, but he did it to so many girls. His friend told me, he's like, yeah, just so you know, like, what he said to you, picking you up, oh wait, what he said to you about staying in the friend zone, like, he'll have his friend zone and your man will have his man zone or whatever, like, he'll stay in his lane, that girls have been talked into it and have cheated on their boyfriends with him, or like he's gotten his way with girls by saying what he said. He gives me creep vibes. He's that guy who like gives you hugs and you're like, oh, please don't hug me, Jeremy. I don't want a hug today. Like, that's the guy. That's who he used to be in school. I don't know how to drop things. But yeah, that is the story time. The time that these guys who go the extra mile to creep you out. All I gotta say is, be rude, girls. This is it. I am done. I cannot finish. I can't. There's no way I can finish this on camera. I'm probably gonna finish it later. But thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time.